Inheritance in an object-oriented programming structure allows us to reuse elements of classes by creating subclasses and superclasses which inherit from each other. We can think of this like a hierarchy of different kinds of classification. To give a concrete example of the way this could work, our cat class is very broad. It includes all different kinds of cats. However, we may want to make further detailed classifications within the cat class, so we may want to separate out lions and tigers from domestic cats. We may even want to go closer than that and specify certain breeds of domestic cat, so we may end up with a Siamese class or a tiger class, and rather than having to write all of these classes from scratch, we can make all of the subclasses of cat inherit from the cat class, and this is why this is called inheritance. For instance, we may want to create a panther class. We do this in a very same way, but in order to make the panther class inherit from the cat class, we can say class panther extends cat. And in its simplest form, the panther class works in exactly the same way as the cat. So for instance, we could specify that Moggy is going to be a panther rather than a cat. Let's save that, and we'll pop over to our browser. And as we can see, the only difference that's been made is the word panther has been substituted, because the report method, as we can see from our script, actually gets the class name of the object. Now, the difference between panther and cat at the moment is pretty much none at all. We can see that by using the extends command, panther has inherited all of cat's characteristics wholesale. So panther is in effect at the moment the same as cat. How we make differences between panther and cat is that we can specify within the class definition of panther certain variations. So for instance, we may want to point out that all panthers are black. So we're not going to allow the color of panther to be defined by the user or by later on in the script. However, we also need to disallow this constructor function. Now, although this constructor function is known as the cat constructor, because panther has inherited from cat, it has inherited the constructor function, which is in effect a panther constructor function. So what we need to do to overwrite that cat function is to say function panther nothing at all. And what that does effectively is to replace the constructor function that we inherited from the cat class with an empty constructor function, so that no argument is required when we create a new panther. We'll save that, and if we go over to our browser, clicking the refresh button, we'll see nothing changed at all, but the panther has stayed black. And what that means is that our panther has taken its color from the class definition itself, rather than from any argument. So if we wanted to make a white panther, we could try that, but we'd go over here, refresh, and the panther would stay black, because our constructor function that we added in the cat class has been overwritten by this blank panther function.